It's time for the comeback of the Q&A section. This is part 11, but before I go into the questions I'm supposed to answer in this part, I have to mention the shocking development on WWE.com concerning the release of Daniel Bryan. A lot of people speculating whether this is authentic or whether this is simply a storyline and is scripted to confuse fans. If it is to confuse fans, which it apparently has, I had to give credit to the WWE. Despite the internet that we have today with all the sources leaking out and the news reporting from different sites, and with internet and kayfabe more or less being killed, being able to trick the WWE fans and the universe of the WWE is very hard these days, and if WWE has done that, that's excellent work. Now we don't know that for sure yet. They stated in this future endeavoring of Daniel Bryan that they wish Daniel Bryan, and then after his name they wrote Bryan Danielson, so that has put to death a lot of rumors that it could be that they released a character of Daniel Bryan, but that Bryan Danielson will keep being in the WWE. There are so maybe it's just a smoke screen. We don't know. It could still be a smoke screen because WWE might do that. They might write both names just to make the fans believe, okay, this is real. They are very and fully aware of the discussion going on that there is this Daniel Bryan character, but there is also a Bryan Danielson, something he himself alluded to when being eliminated from NXT. However, there are some concerns that this is indeed real due to the release going all the way up to the corporate level in the WWE, and it's hard to believe that they are actually fooling some of their own corporate members in the WWE in order to make this storyline come true, or maybe that's just rumors as well. We'll simply have to see and wait. I'm going to tune in Monday Night Raw, and it's going to be really exciting to see whether Daniel Bryan shows up or not. Is he released? The rumors are saying that WWE does that only to use him as a scapegoat briefly to just bring him back. That they want him back anyway, so that would make this release not that emphatic as a whole, and definitely not permanent. Maybe just to make a statement. But it's kind of contradictory if they keep going on with this NXT angle and Daniel Bryan is not there, because the entire NXT invasion is done shoot style, meant to be authentic, meant to be that these guys are not under contract by WWE, but they simply still go right in and barge right into the WWE. So having someone released in the midst of it kind of kills that feel of this entire thing being authentic. So we'll have to see how this develops. It could be that in 5 minutes they have rehired him. So we don't know that there has been these things before where they release a guy and just a few days later they bring him back. I believe this happened with Tyson Tomko, for instance. So we don't know. Maybe they just wait for this wind to blow over. It's a storm right now. On to the questions. Skull28, he asks me, ready for Over the Limit. I take that question as what you think of Over the Limit. I thought Over the Limit was like quite good pay-per-view. It was the least good pay-per-view so far in 2008, with Extreme Rules, WrestleMania, Elimination Chamber and Royal Rumble all overshadowing it. It was a good guy pay-per-view. Every match was won by a good guy except for Edge Randy Orton, which ended in a double countout. Not that many matches were that bad, but not that many matches were that very good either. We also had the disqualification ending with Jack Swagger and Big Show, which doesn't come as a surprise to me really. And we had Batista John Cena, a match which, to be perfectly honest with you, as Wade Barrett would say, wasn't the best I Quit match I've seen either. And you can compare that to Randy Orton John Cena last year's Breakdown, which was a very good I Quit match. So all in all, I think the pay-per-view, it was a classical in-between pay-per-view. We've seen a lot of good pay-per-views, and sometimes they just slump. They go down a little before they load up again. I think Fatal 4-Way is going to be quite good, with Money in the Bank tuning it up and SummerSlam blowing the roof off like they did last year. The next question is from John No, lots of N's. What do you think WWE are going to do with Ted DiBiase, and do you think Cody Rhodes can survive as a singles competitor? Yeah, wrestling-wise, Cody Rhodes can survive. He's establishing himself on SmackDown right now. He hasn't wrestled that much recently. He defeated John Morrison in the first show when he got over to the Blue Shoe, and he has now a rookie to take care of on NXT. We'll see how that evolves. Cody Rhodes needs a character more. He can speak, he can wrestle, definitely. He can wrestle volumes in the ring, and what he lacks is not charisma necessarily, but he lacks that it factor. There's been a lot of talks that Ted DiBiase and Cody Rhodes should have gone a lot farther than they have had, concerning the fact that they were with Randy Orton for 1.5 years. For 18 months they were stuck with Randy Orton, the top heel guy, and then the entire fall last year they feuded with the two top faces, Triple H and Shawn Michaels. So the talk is that they should have gotten a lot farther than they have had. Still, they're not that over. I still believe that Ted DiBiase was the one supposed to become face in this whole feud with Legacy, and I expected much more to come from that breakdown of Legacy than what actually happened. I like his push right now, but there isn't that much happening with the character. They're slowly building him, but he needs to go more matches. I think defend this title. He should have defended the $1 million belt on the last pay-per-view, for instance, but he didn't do that. He should have defended that title against R-Truth. Never happened. So we'll see what they do with it. Cool to see Virgil back with him. I think there is a lot of talent both in him and Cody Rhodes to wrestle, but and Ted DiBiase, he feels comfortable in the ring, but still he needs to amp up a little bit more to make it, I believe. Mr. Diva Lover, do you think Mercury will feud with Morrison? That's could happen. It would be interesting to see. I think there's a lot of interest due to the history between these two guys, who are, I believe, 2-time tag team champions together in the past. Right now, Mercury, if he is the 4th member of the Straight Edge Society, he will end up on SmackDown, Morrison being on Raw. But for the future, sure, there is an interest there. They are both very good competitors that could deliver a very good feud. And as I said, there's a history to back that up. Kempo Kid, he asks, he has a question involving John Morrison as well. Do you think Morrison versus Miz for the US title seems likely? Miz hasn't defended it since the Royal Rumble. Now the Miz has lost the title, but that would be an interesting feud. We've seen them wrestle for a couple of times, and what surprised me was that the Miz got the better of that feud. He won at Bragging Rights last year in the US title versus Intercontinental title match, Raw versus SmackDown. But yeah, there could be a feud between these two, but right now they are on completely different levels, in completely different directions. Morrison just returned from an injury, and to me they have kind of sorted it out with the from the tag team they had. Maybe in the future, but I would like to wait at least a year for that to happen, because I don't have that much interest in seeing that feud. They have had their they've had a couple of matches between themselves, and they have. I don't feel that dynamic between them two to really pull off a feud right now. I don't know where the Miz is heading. I don't know really where Morrison is heading. Morrison is, to me, closer to become a main eventer. On the other hand, the Miz has had more of the backup, winning titles and stuff like that, but still, he has lost a lot recently, which hasn't really helped his stock. What do you think of Wade Barrett getting a title opportunity for winning NXT? I mean, don't you think WWE contract is good enough price as it is? The winner of NXT never was supposed to win a contract. It was to become the breakout star. People need to sort it out. Everyone had a contract when they joined that show, of course, and they probably still have. But the win was to get it. The winner of the competition got a title shot, and they were to become the breakout star of the WWE. The next breakout star. It wasn't anything about winning a contract. I think people mix that up with Tough Enough. That was also money. They won a bounty when they won the Tough Enough competition. But this is to become the breakout star, to get the push behind them, and that's about it. It's not about a contract. It's about getting the rub. more or less. Thank you for watching, share your thoughts, and have a nice day.